I recording this video Monday 22nd of October 2012. It's 2:50 p.m. Chicago time. Just get this video out before the close of the day. Hope you traded well today. It was a bit of an untidy market. We did press to new lows, but looks like we're kind of closing the end of the day close to Friday's close here. 1.3 million contracts traded. And I know everybody will talk about this, the Apple chart, where Friday's activity, bang, blue professional down bar kind of goes towards 600, and then we recover all of that distance on Monday's trade here, kind of open to close and right back to where Apple fell off the cliff here. So I know everybody will talk about this sign of strength, and so the market will continue higher and so on. I'm not convinced of that at all. If you look at the 13,500 tip bar chart, so market tops out Thursday, Friday we have our huge sell-off, and then Monday we're kind of making new lows down here. Now, what I'm looking at is exhaustion selling, which is setting this move off. So this move at this point here, that's the extreme of the selling, kind of getting this move going. What I need to see is something like that kind of extreme type volume on a left shoulder in order to flush everybody out. Then we can make our pullback to end of trend sequence, close it out as an end of trend, and then kind of rally from there. We've not seen this type of extreme selling on a left shoulder. That doesn't cut it for me. That's just getting this move going. So I still think we're going to see that in the days to come. So it's a question of if we're going to rally in the meantime until we start to press new lows and see that type of volume. So for me, it's not kind of in. But 4,500 tip bar chart, we have pullback to end of trend. Finish up. That was Friday's activity into the open on Sunday evening, and then we've just been kind of pressing to new lows today. If you look at the 1500 tip bar chart, it was a bit untidy in some respects, so we had a couple of odd things go on. So we sell off pre-open. We have all these blue professional bars kind of coming at these highs, and the professionals really want to sell it down. They jump on board this move. We had a little bit of a rally at the open. Blue professional bars kind of come in and we sell down there. So I was short at the beginning of that move, 27.50, and then we come into this Rambo pattern with exhaustion selling. I always talk about these as being unstable patterns. Rambo patterns for me on the 1500 tip bar chart are very significant patterns. When you see those with extreme selling, they're kind of unstable and you tend to bounce from there, and heck, did we get a bounce. I totally took me by surprise, got out at break even on my trade, and then this thing just continued rocketing up. But all these blue professional bars kind of coming in at those highs. So time to think about getting short. As soon as we had, I think it was a dirty end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart. We had cyclical resistance on 45. So it was time to get short. I was short into that move at 26. And then we kind of start selling off really severely down here. Moved my target out to 20, I think getting a little bit cocky, try and pick out 6 points. And no, we kind of hit 3.75 points into the trade, profitable, and all of a sudden we get extreme selling. All these blue professional bars kind of coming at these lows, and this thing just rockets all the way back. Again, quite an unusual pattern here. Normally, to put in a bottom and rally from there, we'd see a divergence, bullish divergence pattern or something like that. And there were no kind of support lines in terms of all the time frames. 500, 1500, 45, 13,500. I don't think any of them were looking at that as a potential support zone. So when it rocketed all the way back up, totally took me by surprise. And so I get out of that trade. Well, I got a little bit out of it, 1.25, but it was pretty uninteresting. But again, another extreme buying and Rambo pattern. So exhaustion and Rambo patterns, they're unstable, and that kind of turns around, and then we sit in this little Rambo to Rambo congestion zone. So talk about support and resistance, often marked by Rambo patterns on different time frames. You'll see this on the 500 and 1500 and so on. So kind of a little bit stuck here in the markets, trying to figure out, was that the bottom down here, or and we're going to put in bullish divergence and rally from there. But we're breaking below support on this time frame. We're below support on the 500 tip bar time frame, and I think 45 as well. Time to get short. So my last trade of the day was short 23.50, and bang, we cracked through those lows and then pressed to new lows, and I was out for 4. After this thing rocketing the other way, I was very gingerly not moving my target and just hoping to get out at that 4, and it kind of worked out for the good. So pull back to dirty end of trend. We didn't see exhaustion selling that kind of mirrored this exhaustion buying at this point. So we've rallied. Oh, here we go. So this towards the end of the day, we're kind of rallying into. It's quite strong at the moment. Anyway, so we're kind of rallying up, and maybe we're seeing that as a temporary bottom, and maybe we'll see some more buying tomorrow. But for me, look at this thing, just shooting up to 27s. For me, that 13,500 tip bar chart just shows that I don't think this is in terms of the downtrend. I think we're going to see more extreme selling over the next few days to get that bottom in. Anyway, so I hope you traded well. I'll tag on that last trade, but it was a little bit tricky just on this 1500 tip bar chart. There are a couple of points where things don't normally work like this. You don't normally see that and rocket up so many, have a reversal of such strength. And the same thing at this point here. These reversals were really, pretty extreme at that point, and we're looking at a rally at the end of this as I'm recording this, coming into 2:55 p.m. Anyway, I hope you traded well today. 350, short 2350. And the reason we're getting short again, just blue professional bar coming on the 500 as we're heading down towards support here, so that could be falling through the ice. We've got resistance to support to go on the 4500, and we're below support on 15. And this last kind of push down, we didn't bottom out nicely with some kind of bullish divergence or something like that, and all we've been doing is just playing around with this range, Rambo to Rambo range on 1500. So we could drop out of that easily, kind of test new lows. There we go, blue professional bars, just falling through the ice, falling through support there. So short 2350. Here we go, breaking to new lows. We just took the 22.25 previous low, just keeping going. Just minus 7,000 blue professional bars kind of coming in. Targets at 19.5. We're at 21.5. So all of a sudden that went and just went very excited. And I think I'll keep my target there just because I'm a little bit jumpy after that last bounce off this one. Temporarily found a little bit of support at 20.5, but we've got to make a kind of comparable reading to this on 1500. That was about 18,000, and this was only about, I think, 8 or 10, 12. So we've still got to make pullback to end of trend on 500. So this is the breakdown that we've finally got a decent move down. So let's keep holding. The support levels coming on the 4500 tip bar chart. We've still got to make pullback to end of trend, so we're coming back around here. It's a little early for that turning point, but that's fine. I'm just looking for 19.5, blue professional down bar. Okay, so we need to kind of get follow through from that to show that they were selling down that whole time. And no blue professional bars coming on 45, but this thing spiked last time from this, and just a bit wary. So okay, pullback and a downtrend's just gone off on 500, so hopefully we're going to test the lows, put in that end of trend, but these things have been, here we go, so jumpy. Okay, I'm at a down bar, but we've still got a little bit of time to run, looking for 19.5. Bingo, just out 19.5, another 4, excellent. Blue professional bar, end of trend coming on the 500, which is good. I don't know if this is going to go much lower, but another blue professional bar and flush, but this one was so freaky previously, I'm just glad to be out of this one at 4. So there we go, interesting day.